Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you guys today? This evening, 8 o'clock, not today. As always, I'm going to give you guys a chance to get up in here. This time I am doing Q&A Sundays today. Yesterday, I started out as Q&A Sunday, and I didn't even realize it was Saturday. I don't know. I always try to tell you guys, man, once you become debt-free, you don't really care about the time of day or what day it is, unless you have an appointment, right? Because once you're free, time is the most valuable thing on earth. And when you respect your own, you respect everybody else's. So like when I have appointments with clients and they schedule an appointment at a particular time, I always call them on time. Always. It's that first impression. I want people to know when they come to me, come to this channel, and they hear me talk about time. That's what I do. If I respect mine, I respect yours. What's up, Dennis? The Mike Williams Show. Hey, hello, sir. Hey, been a minute. What's going on, man? Steven. What's up, P Capes? So yeah, we're gonna get started in about another minute and a half, and then we're gonna get into it. What today is for and why, and tell you why you should choose SMD, the Savings Minus Debt family, because there is no other channel on YouTube like this one. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. There's no other channel on YouTube like this one. Guaranteed nobody can ever make a claim like what I make. When it comes to personal finances, I am never, ever, ever wrong. Ever. Mathematically speaking, financially speaking, when it comes to personal finances. Ever wrong. We're never wrong. Now, a lot of people out there are selling you guys dreams of becoming rich and whatever you want to be, how much money you want to have. Right here this is the channel that tells you how to do it. This is the channel to tell you that it's not a secret. What's up, Nicer? Dave? What's going on? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where slaves live. Now, there's two kinds of slaves, okay? There's two kinds. There's unconscious slaves and there's conscious slaves. Let me give you the definition of an unconscious slave, because you might fall into that category. There's a lot of slaves, but this is how you can tell. Here's the definition of an unconscious slave. An unconscious slave doesn't trust math and don't even know they don't trust math. They don't trust math, don't even know they don't trust math. Let me give an example of an unconscious slave that doesn't trust mathematics. And what's the easiest way to give this to you guys? Okay, I'm gonna just do the same one I always do. All right. Okay, unconscious slaves believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages when that's not true. All the unconscious slave has to do is open up the calculator app on their phone and put in the mortgage payment minus the mortgage balance and hit equal. It will clearly show you that you are a loan owner and not a homeowner. Now, the unconscious slaves also believe they call themselves homeowners when the only way to buy a house is in cash. There is no other way on earth to buy a house other than cash. Everything outside of that is called financing. Now, tell you what. Now, if you take that same formula that I gave unconscious slaves and let's run it on against a true homeowner. Okay, let's do the same calculation on a true homeowner. Oh, wait a minute. That equation doesn't exist. A true homeowner, there is nothing to put in the calculator because they own it. Now try not when you call and now if this is you and you've done this and you put in the calculator and you clearly see that it's a large negative number because that equation listen, that equation by itself tells you right away that you're not a homeowner because there is an actual equation to put in the calculator. Now here's the glitch in the debt matrix. You can either believe the calculator and then you'll become what's called a conscious slave. But if you look at the calculator and you see that large negative number and you still don't believe it, you're an unconscious slave. Now, at that same thing, now if you're a person that put these numbers in your calculator and you believe that large negative number and you say, "Wait a minute, if it's negative, that means it's below zero." Yeah, that means you don't own shit. Right at that moment, you're going to wake up. Now, when you wake up, you're going to realize that you're a slave, but you're going to realize that you're a slave in debt. Okay, you'll know that if you add up all your savings and add up all your debt, savings minus debt equals including your mortgage, student loans, and that's deep, deep, deep negative. That means you don't own nothing. That means you are owned. If you're that deep in the negative, somebody owns you. And if you still don't believe it, I'm gonna show you this so you can understand you that when you come here, everything is facts. I'm not guessing at anything. I'm 100% right. Listen to my voice. I am not wrong. Log into your Credit Karma. All those people in there, that's a list of your owners. A credit report is nothing more than an owner's ledger. You log in and then you see all the people that own you. They all own you. That's how you know you're owned. Okay. A conscious slave is going to wake up and see that, oh shit, I'm a slave. Sure am. How deep am I below zero? I'm real deep. And now they do whatever it takes to get out of debt. That was me. I was living in a debt matrix all my life to the age 40. Woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Hey man, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your." I said, "Grade school, Dave?" Dave said, "Grade school. Put and apply it to your finances, and you'll win with money." And that's what I did. Now I'm free. Once I got to zero, that's the only time I realized I was a slave the whole time. I didn't know I was a slave until I became free, and I freed myself. Now I'm outside the debt matrix. I look at it. This economy couldn't exist without you, slaves. Are you slaves walking around financing cars and phones and houses and think you own all of it? Think you own the equity in a house that you don't even own? You're unconscious slaves. The housing market wouldn't exist without you. I just showed you how to do it on your calculator so you can clearly see that you're not a homeowner, but you probably still don't believe it. And it doesn't matter because we need you that way. We need you to take first and second mortgages out on your house, buying rental property and putting a renter in there. And you think you're making profit, though now you got three mortgages. That makes absolutely no sense at all. That breaks all the laws of mathematics. You can't have three mortgages and think you're going to make a profit. That's financial suicide. But I'm not against that. Slaves are number one. You better believe that. We need you, slaves. This is what I do because I want people to understand that what I teach is a financial superpower. And now you're probably thinking, financial superpower? Who is this nigga? You're probably thinking that. I know you're thinking that. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to prove to you right now again so you can understand. There's trillions of dollars in student loan debt. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Who cares? There's trillions of dollars in credit card debt. So what? Ain't got nothing to do with me. Trillions of dollars in car loan debt. So what? That has nothing to do with me. So what? Yet millions of people are doing it. Nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody. Yet millions of unconscious slaves are walking around thinking they're financing cars for 84 months and getting them on sale. That breaks all the laws of mathematics. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're unconscious. If you're a person that financed the car for 84 months and you think you got it for the sale price, go back to your house, pull out that thick stack of paperwork you probably never looked at, flipped all the way to the back. That's your sale price. That's the sale price of the car for you. The sale price of a car for everybody is different because it counts on if they're slaves or not. The only person that gets the car for the sale price in the window is the person who pays cash. Slaves are number one. You guys are number one, baby. You guys are number one. When I bring people over here, when I bring clients over here, they know, they understand. They understand how it works. Oh, yeah, I didn't see none of that. Nope. Millions of those slaves don't. Sure don't. You guys have no idea how badly you're being used, all caused by yourself, all caused by you. According to the laws of mathematics, zero starts with you, slave. All you got to do, this is all you got to do to tell a slave so you guys can understand how it works. All you have to do is walk up to a slave and ask them to count to 10. Just do that. Just say, hey, count to 10 and see where they start. When as soon as you hear them say 1, 2, say stop, slave. Stop. That's it right there. That's not how you count to 10. You say slave. What about zero? Remember they showed us zero on the number graph in grade school? Yeah, that's zero. Why you skip that number? It's real. Zero's real. 0, 1 through 0 through 9 is how you count to 10. You don't start with one, slaves. But you guys don't know that. You don't know you start with zero. You guys don't even know that. Zero, -1, -2, -3. Those numbers exist. They taught us this in grade school. You remember that? Why you never applying that to your money right now? I don't know. Well, you're slaves. One second. So I bring clients over so they can feel what this is. It's all out in the open. That's what makes this a financial superpower. None of it's hidden what I'm saying. It doesn't even matter if I can make you prove it by putting in the numbers in your own calculator. You still won't believe it. That's the superpower. Because if you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal and you don't believe what the calculator's telling you, you are an unconscious slave because math is never wrong. If you don't believe the calculator, you are wrong. Do you understand? You're wrong. You're the only one that can be wrong because math is never wrong. It is an exact science. Like I told you earlier, for real homeowners, there is no equation that exists like that because they own it. There is nothing for true homeowners. True homeowners, there's nothing to put in the calculator. You're not the same as them. But listen, at the same time, we need you. Slaves are number one. None the housing market could not exist without you, slaves. Without you guys, taking out second mortgages, buying rental property, and putting a renter in there with 3 mortgages, and you think you're making a profit. We need you to think that. Because if in reality, according to the laws of mathematics, if you have 3 mortgages, you won't be making a profit for many, many, many years, according to the laws of mathematics. Now, if you want out, today's the day you can ask the questions. Personal finances only. You can ask on the mic. You can ask in the comments. If you want to stop everybody selling you guys dreams out there on YouTube, 90% of financial channels that you guys watch on YouTube are just selling you dreams. I want you guys to understand that. Don't believe me? I can help you with that too. Okay? This is what I want you to do. I want you to log into your Credit Karma. As soon as you log in, there's going to be this big, gigantic number that's going to pop in your fucking face. You take that number, and then you put a negative in front of it. That's your net worth. That's all the money you have to buy whatever these guys are selling you, to whatever they're telling you to invest in. That's the amount of money you have to invest. So when you go to their channels and they're telling you to do all this stuff, right? Whatever, just follow it. And just remember, as you're following it, I want you to remember the money that the number that you wrote down with the big negative in front of it, that's the amount of money you have to invest in whatever they're talking about. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. I'm just telling you, because you cannot invest negative dollars in anything. That's impossible. According to the laws of mathematics, it says that is impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. As soon as you do that, everything they're telling you you'll say, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. None of it makes sense. None of it makes any mathematical sense. None, zero. That's why you'll never see channels like that invite me on their channels. I will slice them up. Do you understand? I would ruin their channels. They'll be like, wait the fuck, what? They wouldn't dare. And I would warn anybody that would invite me on a channel like that. I would say, hey man, you do know what I do, right? Yeah. And you sure you want me on your channel talking to your audience? Yeah, okay. Well, it's on you. What's up, Jimmy? Now here's the link. If you guys want to ask a question of me. What's up, E-Man? Soonrise says, I invested 20,000 in crypto while being 50 in student debt. My return today is 100K. Now I can pay off my student loans and join the top 3%. This is what I want you to do, Soonrise, because let's use the numbers that you gave me. 20,000 and 50,000. Now open up your calculator, okay? So you said you had $20,000 to invest, right? So I want you to put in 20 minus 20,000 minus 50,000 equal. That's negative 30,000. You had no money to invest in anything, nothing at all, nothing. You didn't even have money to invest because with those numbers you just gave me, you negative 30,000. So the money that you used to invest in Bitcoin was borrowed. That was borrowed money because you had none. Now, right off the bat, according to the laws of mathematics, listen to me closely. According to the laws of mathematics, you had no money to invest in anything to make $100,000 of anything. But if you believe you did, I guess you did. How long have you had your student loans, student rights? How long have you had your student loans? All right. I canceled my credit cards a few months ago. I only have my credit card and MasterCard, two owners. Oh, two owners. Gotcha. Gotcha. Never pass up investing in crypto that costs only half a penny per share. Here's another thing soon to rise. Okay. So you can understand how it really works, which you can't see. If they didn't break Bitcoin up into Bitcoin crumbs, slaves couldn't play. Because if they only sold whole Bitcoins, period, that was it. If you wanted to invest in Bitcoin, you had to buy a whole coin. Slaves couldn't play. So they break it up in pieces. That's called Bitcoin crumbs. If you are buying a Bitcoin crumb and think you're making money, I guess you just think that. If somebody was talking to me about Bitcoin, I'm not listening to anybody unless they have a whole Bitcoin. If they have a whole Bitcoin and a few, and the key thing, and they're debt free, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. If that person's debt free with a whole 5 Bitcoins, oh yeah, I'm all ears. What'd you do? I bought a car in cash 7K after two. I bought a car cash for 7K after 2 weeks. Then I sold it for 6K and invested that in crypto. Okay, if that's what you think you did. But I want to reiterate. According to the laws of mathematics, if you have student loans, you can't invest in anything. You have no money. That's according to the laws of mathematics. You can't invest in crypto. You can't invest in shoes. You can't. You have no money. What's up, Mr. Phantom? He said, "Hey, slaves." ATL says, "Sunrise, did you pay off? Oh, did you pay off your debt? Did you pay off your debt if you made 100K? Not what the fuck are you talking about? Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. Which soon to rise, you're not making any sense, man. You're not making any mathematical sense whatsoever. None, zero. You think you got student loans and you think you're buying stuff, you think you're investing in stuff. You can't. That's impossible. You cannot do that. If you have student loans, like for example, people people got student loans older than their mortgages and they think they're homeowners. You can't, according to the laws of mathematics, if your student loan is older than your mortgage, you are not a homeowner. You're nowhere near a homeowner. You're nowhere near a homeowner. And I'm gonna say something to you guys so you can understand. Anybody anybody suggesting you invested Bitcoin, this is the first question I want you to ask that person. You say, "Do you have student loans?" If they say yes, you better not listen to a word they're saying. Because according to the laws of mathematics, you cannot invest in anything, let alone a coin that doesn't exist. Why do you guys think Bitcoin even exists? Who you think came up with that? The banks came up with it, you dumb unconscious slaves. That's the banks. The banks came up with cryptocurrency because they knew you would believe the shit. That shit you're hearing in the debt matrix, oh, the banks hate it. They're trying to shut it down. No, they invented it, dummies. You guys believe some Chinese guy came up with blockchain and all this stupid bullshit? They invented it. They have trillions of dollars. You're making car payments. They have trillions of dollars. You're late on you're hoping for a student loan forgiveness. Do you understand? You guys will believe anything, anything. All you got this is the here's the best investment you can do. You can get up, go look in the mirror and say, "Am I at zero?" According to the laws of mathematics, it says if I want to do anything financial, I must be at zero. That's what the laws of mathematics say. That's why zero, have you guys noticed on the number scale? Zero's by itself. There is no opposite of zero. Zero says everybody must go through me. People never include me. I am before number one. That's what zero's saying. I'm first. I'm before number one, but they keep skipping you. They keep skipping zero. Why? Zero's there. Guarantee you half the people, and if this is you, this is you, okay? If you're investing in Bitcoin and you have student loans, you are the Bitcoin slave. You. Bitcoin doesn't exist. It wouldn't exist without you, slaves. You and the bit buying up the Bitcoin crumbs. You guys are the Bitcoins. Do you understand? If you have student loans, that's 100% mathematically impossible for you to invest in anything. That's why you guys are the Bitcoins. Those of you guys listening to these unconscious slaves, you better beware. You better those people with student loans older than the children are trying to tell you what to invest in. Are you insane? Are you in you got to be financially insane if you're going to take advice from somebody that went to college for 4 years and paying on student loans for their whole life? Are you insane? That makes absolutely no sense. Why do you think they believe in a coin that doesn't physically exist? You slaves don't even know paper money doesn't even exist for you. Zero. I can prove that too. Okay, let's do this so you guys can really understand. Pull a 20 out of your pocket, okay? Now, so you guys don't think I'm trying to trick you or anything, open up your calculator. Make sure you use your own finger. Pull a 20 out of your pocket. And this is what I want you to do. $20, put in $20 minus your car payment and hit equal. As soon as you hit equal, math is going to tell you how much money you really have in your hand. As soon as you hit equal, math is going to say, this is how much money you really have in your hand. Now, here's the glitch in the debt matrix. Which one are you going to believe? Math that is never, ever wrong, ever, is never wrong, ever. Or the $20 that you believe you see in your hand. Which one are you going to believe? Math or that piece of paper in your hand that they make for 14 cents? You just go to the website, go to the government's website and put in how much they make 20s, hundreds, or whatever. They make a 20 for pennies, okay? Which one you going to believe? The paper in your hand or the calculator? If you believe the paper, you're going to be an unconscious slave in the debt matrix until you're dead. And the younger you get this, you guys have, let me tell you something. The younger you understand what I'm telling you, nobody in the finance game will be able to fuck with you. Nobody. Especially if they're unconscious slaves. They don't, the majority are unconscious slaves. They don't even know they're unconscious. They have no idea. They are unarmed. They don't know that, hey, if you want to find out somebody if they know about money, all you got to do is ask to see their personal credit report. The businesses do it all the time. Why do you think they ask to see your credit report when you apply for a loan or everything? It tells them if you're a slave deep in debt or not. They want to see how many owners you got. You guys think it's for the credit score. No, they just want to see how many owners you got. If you got a lot of owners, they're just not going to deal with you. Your credit scores are just indicators. That's it. Hey, 800 credit score is a high value slave. 600 credit score is a low value slave. That's it, nothing more. 700 is a middle value slave. Whatever. The younger you get this, man, nobody, I'm telling you, nobody. You build business, you hire only people who are debt free, that handle your money. All debt free people that understand money, we all know the rules. Okay, there's rules. There's rules outside the debt matrix. You follow these rules. That's it. You know, you don't cheat, you don't hide money, you don't pretend you didn't get some money, you don't hide some in an account and pretend it's not there. You slaves don't even know you could put okay, put it this way. Unconscious slaves don't trust math and don't know they don't trust math. So when you guys try to cheat on your IRS, do you guys know you guys are 100% defenseless? You guys know that because you don't trust math. None of what you say will make any mathematical sense and you don't even know it. Then you go and hire a lawyer. What, you think a lawyer is going to change the laws of mathematics? No, it's not. A lawyer's not going to do anything but take your money. Sooner rise, you're already behind if you think you're investing with student loans. You don't, and you don't even know it. You think you've invested, you think you made some money in Bitcoin. You didn't. That's impossible. You didn't. It starts with you. If you believe you invested some money in Bitcoin while having student loans, I wouldn't listen to a word you're saying because that makes absolutely no mathematical sense at all. Hey LJ, can you look into? I took a look. I did. I watched a couple of his videos. He's just a dude with another like not velocity banking, but something similar to that. It's that type of something that as soon as you hear a person say, "Hey, I know a way to help you pay off your debt fast," you know right away, right there. That's just a giveaway because there is no fast way to pay off your debt. Okay, that's impossible. As soon as you hear somebody say pay off debt fast, that's impossible. They're immediately selling you something. What you gonna do? Speed up mathematics? How can you? Okay, show me how to speed up math. Let me see it. Go ahead. What's up, Antoine? Zeros. You know what? Honestly, zero's not even mad. You know why? Because zero is the most powerful number out of all of them. It's by itself. Look at it. There is no opposite. Every other number throughout our number scheme has an opposite, which is the negative of it, right? Zero has no opposite. Everybody, you must go through zero. If you choose not to include zero in your finances, that's your problem. Exactly, right there. It is. It's crumb coin. Slaves don't even understand that. If they didn't break the cryptocurrency into crypto crumbs, you guys couldn't even play. Do you understand? You couldn't even play. How many of you slaves got 50,000, 60,000 to buy a Bitcoin? Not many. Not if you got student loans, you ain't got 60,000. No, you don't. You guys, it's so funny. You think that cryptocurrency is going to take over the US dollar? You do you really believe that? Do you think a cryptocurrency is going to eliminate the US dollar? That's what you think. All right, here's the link. If you guys want to ask some questions, what's up, Andre? What's going on? Soon to rise. You're taking all losses. I keep telling you, man, you cannot invest while you have student loans. That's impossible. You can't do that. And that's not me saying that, man. That's the laws of mathematics. Okay. That's not me. That is why the bank makes you take title for your home. They don't want the risk associated with the home. Sure don't. Hmm. We got going on down here. Sherrigan says, if you hire someone debt free, you have to pay them more. It better to hire a slave. No, I'm gonna hire the person that I pay them more, because if I pay them more, they're gonna get me triple. They're gonna get me triple of what I'm paying them. I would only anybody is they're going to be debt free. Period. That's a requirement. Because when you're debt free, you can see people involved in finance. If you're in debt, like if you're involved in some kind of finance, your business is finance, and you're in debt, I promise you, I'm telling you something. You are missing a gigantic, huge, enormous piece of the financial puzzle by being in debt. I'm just tell you that right now. If you want to succeed in the finance game, if you're in that field and you can't figure out how to get ahead and be different than everybody else to beat them out, get out of debt and you will see what I'm talking about. Your whole game will change. Nobody will be able to fuck with you. Nobody. I make thousands of I make thousands of percent in the stock market. Every market has slaves that think they are investing. I believe, and this is what I believe, Andre. The stock market they see, it's not the businesses slaves. It's you. You guys are the stock. Those businesses couldn't be in the stock market that you guys see on TV. They couldn't exist in the stock market without you. When you guys keep financing their shit, if you guys even knew, which you'll never know, the cost is to make something, I guarantee you it's not what you believe it is. Okay, and I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example of our money. Okay. So you guys can get this. Is the only thing I can prove to you. I don't have access to the records to show you that, hey, they made this for that, but I can with our money. So if you, for $100 bill costs 14 cents to make. 14 cents. Everything after 14 cents is profit. Do you understand? Everything after 14 cents is profit on 100. So they make it for 14 cents, give it to you and say it's 100. Do you understand? They're not. This is not hot. This is not hidden. What I'm telling you, you can just go to the government website. It's right there. It says, just type in Google. Hey, how much it costs to make $100 bill? Then they'll lead you to the government website. And the government says, hey, yeah, this is how much we make. Who gives a fuck if you know about it? It doesn't mean anything. So what? That's what it really means. So what if they show you? You won't believe it. Even you won't even believe it if you click on the link and see it yourself. You still won't believe it. You'd be like, well, it must be the handling fee. It must be this and then that. Whatever, slave. And as long as we have, listen, as long as we have people thinking they're investing while having student loans, hey man, go ahead. You are the only one that doesn't know that that's impossible, because I guarantee you this, the banks follow the laws of mathematics. I promise you they do. I promise. Sure is. How do you think I identify people that know? I say, hey man, count to 10. If they start with 0, I know they know. If they start with 1, they don't know. I don't want to have to explain, hey, what about 0? Why'd you forget 0? Can you talk about collection in tour credit report? I don't know. I don't know what that is. You probably have to get on the mic. I don't know what that is. 1 second. I got to tell my girl to turn that AC off. It is cold up here. All right. Let's see. Thank you, El Selector. Appreciate it. Andre says, correct, LJ. I follow the smart money and their manipulation of the manipulation of the crowd. I know, right? That's all I look for, the manipulation. I honestly, I sit back and sometimes I'm just amazed how it works, man. It's just amazing to watch. And when I can see it, I'm happy as hell that I can see it. It feels like a privilege to even just be able to watch it work. It's a privilege. And I think to myself, you see, when I look at how it works today, this is generations in place of this stuff. I would have never saw this in a million years had I stayed in debt. Never in a million years. Somebody designed this, a family, and I don't think it's the ones that we see on YouTube. It's the so and so family, and it's this. No, because slaves always need somebody to point at, right? They always need somebody to blame. It's they did it. It's the cause of they're hoarding as long as you put somebody, this is what I believe. They put somebody in place for slaves to point their finger at, because if they don't, the slaves will have no choice but to look at themselves in the mirror and like, maybe it's my fault. Yeah, it's your fault, but they got to prevent them from doing that, because if too many look at themselves, they'll wake up. The wealthy are wealthy from not taking risks. They make others take the risk and they get the return. And you know what's so crazy though? You know what's so crazy, Andre? When you understand money, there's minimal risk. I mean, like 5%. I mean, it's like low. All you got to do is just watch the slaves. You look at the politicians and say, okay, I listen to see what the politician's going to do, because whatever they say, I already know how the slaves are going to react to what the politicians say or do. Whatever, anything to do with money, you pretty much know how the slaves are going to react to it, and say, okay, I wait till some politician does something and signs something, and then the slaves are going to do X. Thank you, Nicer. They are all private, LJ. You will never see or hear of them. I know. Yeah. Hmm. I ain't gonna lie, man. Put it this way, Andre. I know. I mean, if they ever see me, they're gonna know I know. Okay, they're gonna immediately know that I know. And I've been thinking about this a lot. All it's gonna take is one of those guys to see me, and they're gonna know that I know. And hopefully they show me something that I can't see, something much bigger. That's what I'm hoping and crossing my fingers for. I'm glad, but don't get me wrong. I'm glad that this is coming in pieces, because if this would have been shown to me all at once, it probably would have put me in a deep depression. Waking up at 40 years old and then getting hit with all this at one time, I would have been like, oh damn, I've been doing it wrong for that many years. Yeah, you've been doing it wrong for that many years. I could have been a multimillionaire years ago. Yep, years ago. Sure, you could have become a millionaire with just having a regular job. Yeah, that's how easy it is. You just get a regular job and you can become a millionaire. Easy. That's easy. If you guys want to get out of that, you want to get out of the debt matrix. The door to exit the debt matrix is trust math. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's it. Stop stop believing you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. You'll open your eyes and realize, wait a minute, it doesn't take 30 years to pay off a house? Nope. No. Who told you that? The bank? The bank told you that? Who told you a 30-year mortgage is okay? Who, the bank? Let me tell you, who told you were a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage? Who, the bank? Bank told you that, right? Yeah, of course they're telling you that. Did they tell you, hey, you want to buy this house? They probably told you that too, right? Yeah, you can't buy a house with a mortgage. That's impossible. You cannot buy a house with a mortgage. That's called financing. The only way you can buy a house, like buy, you got to have the cash to buy it. Like when you slaves fight over buying versus leasing, it doesn't matter. The bank owns both of them. Leasing, because you guys believe the word buying means like cash or something. That's called financing. Leasing and financing are the same thing, but they replace the word financing with buying. You guys believe it. You're not buying anything. When you guys fight over buying versus leasing, and there's people like me standing around you, you guys look like, man, just like children. It's like, what do you fight? What? You do know the bank owns both of those things. That they're just two different things that the bank own with different terms. That's it. They're the same thing. When you hear slaves say, "Hey, don't throw away your money on rent when you could buy for the same price," you turn to that person and say, "Hey, do you got student loans?" If they say yes, that's why they're saying that to you. Stop giving away your this. Stop giving away your money to a landlord and give it to the bank instead. When you have a mortgage, you are still renting. You're just renting from the bank. You're renting. You just who told you stop get? You know who probably started that slogan? The bank. Stop giving away your money on rent. They can't say it like this. Hey, stop giving away our money on bank and stop giving away your money to a landlord, just throwing it away when you can give it to us. That would be obvious, right? You'd be like, what do you mean give my money to you? Hey, why don't you be a homeowner with a mortgage? And then you guys just believe it. The, the slaves that the bank have, those are all volunteer slaves, okay? All the slaves that the bank owns, those are all volunteer slaves. They came to the bank. The bank didn't have to look for slaves. They came to them. I told a renter he was paying a mortgage. He couldn't understand what I was saying. I told a renter he was paying a mortgage. Man, they just look at bewildered. What? That's how strong the program is. If you believe, listen closely, okay? If you really believe it takes 30 years of your life to pay off one house, you got to take a step back and say to yourself, damn it. It's going to take me 30 years of my life to pay off this house, getting up every single Monday through Friday, 40 plus hours a week for 30 years to pay off this one house. They threw this house together and they probably built this house that you're living in. It probably took them a month or two to build this house, and you're going to pay. But it's going to take you 30 years to pay off what they put up in a month. I know slaves don't look at it that way. Like, hey, man, it only took them like a month to put up this house. Yeah, just a month. But you're going to pay on it for 30 years? Mm. Don't you see? Something's got to be wrong there, right? That's wrong, right? But hey, if you believe it, hey, and if you're a slave listening to this, I want you to don't get upset. Just say to yourself, if it's true, what I'm saying is just true. Okay. I guarantee you, if you have a FHA mortgage, I guarantee your student loans are older than your mortgage. If you have a VA mortgage, I guarantee your student loans are older than your VA mortgage. Now, if it's true, I want you to say to yourself, well, how does he know that? How does he what? How does he know that? Because they only offer subprime mortgages like FHA mortgages for people that don't know. You don't know you can't buy a house if you have a student loan. You obviously don't know that, so they offer you a subprime mortgage. That's how it works. Because if they put a subprime mortgage in your face, you ain't gonna know the difference. You don't know if it's good or bad. All you think in your head is you're gonna be a homeowner. You are so far from it. You can't even fathom being a true homeowner because you didn't know you couldn't buy one with student loan debt. You can't buy a house with student loan debt. The house that made out of Home Depot supply. I mean, they're throwing these houses together like it's nothing. Putting up these neighborhoods like they'll open up a 5 acres and put about freaking 50,000 houses on there. Charge HOA dues. Everybody's in there with FHA mortgages, PMI, all this stuff, man. Packing them in like cattle. You can barely park a car. Don't have company over. That's it. You can't even have. And then you got these people telling you what you can and cannot do your yard. You can't paint it here. You got to cut your grass. Are you insane? You think I'm gonna buy a house and have some kind of committee tell me what I can and cannot do to my house? You're crazy. I'll just stay in an apartment if I want that. If you're young, listen to this. I hope you guys are listening, man. I really do. I really hope you're paying attention. Because if I knew this in my 20s, I'd have been unstoppable. Unstoppable. You put it this way, okay? When you get out of debt, you will clearly understand there's absolutely no reason to be breaking any financial laws. None, zero. You don't even need to do that. You don't even need to do that. You don't break any financial laws. It don't. Okay, you got slaves doing that shit all day long, every day. The IRS gets plenty of practice. I promise you, they get plenty of practice from people thinking they're going to do something different, trick the taxes, and hide this and that. You guys don't even know you're unconscious slaves. You have no idea what you're doing. It's so obvious. It is so obvious what you guys do. If you have, listen, if you're put it this way, if you have 20-year-old student loans and you're hiding money from the IRS, I promise they can see you. I promise they can see you. I promise. You might as well wear a red twirling flashing light on your on a big yellow helmet, say I'm cheating on my taxes. You might as well do that. Just wear a sign around your neck. Hey, I'm cheating on my taxes. I'm hiding money. LJ, have you seen the houses made out of 3D printers? They make the house in like a day and a half. New technology. I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, but damn, man. The houses are not the asset. You're right. I gotta keep. You guys don't even get it. Sometimes I gotta remember that. I, I gotta remember that. I keep forgetting the house is not the asset. It's you. That house that they throw up in a month, it's not worth anything until you're in it. Believing you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage. Put it this way: the likelihood of you lasting. If say like you got in one of those neighborhoods with an FHA mortgage, okay, a 30-year FHA mortgage, and your student loans are older than your FHA mortgage, the likelihood of you finishing a 30-year, if you haven't paid off your student loans in 20 years, the likelihood of you paying off a house in 30 years is highly unlikely. Okay. So all the money and the upgrades that you're doing to this house that you believe is yours, it's not even yours. You're not going to last 30 years. You're not. Most likely you're going to get foreclosed on. You'll lose the house before you actually pay it off, guaranteed. Then they're going to keep every single dime of the money that you that you invested in it and upgrades and all that stuff, and then they're going to take it and then they're going to redo it to somebody else at a higher price. So when you say, "Oh, I lost my house because of this," if you had a mortgage, you never owned it. According to the laws of mathematics, you're not a homeowner. To become a millionaire with a regular job, you would have to save most of your income. It would probably take 20 to 30 years. No, it wouldn't. That's a trick too. 20 or 30 years? That's like a psychological problem when you say stuff like that. Okay, you gotta think to yourself, okay, when you came up with that number, you gotta say to yourself, why did I think such of a large number? I don't know. Somebody in the debt matrix told you that. 25, 30 years? Yeah, that's a different problem. That's more of a psychological problem. Man. That's not a money problem. Because if you believe that it would take you to be a millionaire at a regular job and it take you 25, 30 years, that's a lie. That's not true. That's not even close. Robots programmed to perform the labor of construction 3D printed homes. Oh boy. They don't even need people. Let me tell you guys something, okay? I do this to help people. I'm raw, straight to the point, because I don't feel like fucking around, man. I'm never wrong. So, hey, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Nobody can prove me wrong. Nobody. Listen, I'm going to say it slowly. Nobody on the internet can prove me wrong. In person, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody can prove me wrong. So that means I'm going straight to the top. I'm never wrong. Right now is the time to stop being a slave. I promise you, this right here is a brand new economy. If you get out of debt right now, you'll thank me for the rest of your life. I promise you. Right now is the beginning of something new. So why the slaves? You got to remember the slaves are going to get the slaves are going to get stuck for another 10 years, hoping and crossing their fingers that the way things used to be, come back. Those days are gone forever. Those days are never coming back. They're gone. But the slaves are going to hang on those days for 10 years, thinking somebody's going to flip around. Right now is to get out of debt. Right now, do it right now. They're giving you great rates on refinancing your home. Right now is the time to refinance your house and pay off your student loans. I promise you, you'll thank me for the rest of your life. The banks are bugging you right now saying, hey, man, come get the equity out of your house and do this and that. Say yes, take that money, pay your student loans off. Make sure you pay your taxes. I need my I need my profits. Start investing in, just like Hyvie said, you better start investing in some robot technology. You see what Elon Musk did? Gas cars are about to go bye-bye. They're gonna go bye-bye. No time. It's gonna take a long time, but I'm just to let you know right now, gas cars are about to go bye-bye. Elon Musk done changed the game. Amazon done changed the game. If you ain't delivering, you out. Have you noticed all the other stores? Everybody delivers, all the grocery stores deliver. You know why they do that? Because Amazon made them. You think they would have started grocery and food delivery the way they deliver right now if Amazon didn't make them do it? Now you can do one or two things. You can get out of debt and create your own. Create this right now is the time to create. But if you want to stay in debt, guess what? All these places are gonna these delivery everything is delivered. They need people to deliver. And if you don't get out of debt, guess what jobs are going to be open for you? Delivery jobs. Have you noticed deliveries getting earlier and earlier in the morning and later in the evening? Pretty soon that shit's going to be like 24 hours. You're going to get something, be able to deliver something at 3 a.m. because it ain't going to matter now. because they got people working at home now. They can work you guys 24 hours a day. You'll be at home. You'll be, hey, you got the night shift, but you're at home. Oh, I'm cool with that. I'll be at home. Whatever. So if there's going to be 24-hour worker, there can be 24-hour delivery. Businesses that send everybody home to work from home, you think they realize they don't need that big expensive building downtown your state, big city. They could just shut that building down. We don't even need that building no more. Sure don't. You thinking they're going to say, all right, everybody, come on back to the building. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to slowly turn you guys from W-2 to 1099. That's what they're going to do. Sure are. You think they're going back? No. Why do you think all these delivery people, they're all 1099. They're not employees. All responsible for their own shit. And if you take an unconscious slave from a W-2 to a 1099 that already believe taxes are the reason why they're not getting ahead because taxes are so expensive. Guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to pay their taxes. They're not. They're not. They're going to start thinking it's something in their head. Oh, they'll never catch me, or they won't do this. Oh, man. You know how much money they're going to make? Like, put it this way. They have those apps now that they can pay you before your check or whatever like that, before you get paid, and then they charge you a fee to get your money early or whatever. If you need advances before you actually get your check, you think you're paying your taxes. You ain't paying your taxes. You have no money. And when the IRS comes knocking on the door, they don't give a fuck. Where's the money? You must pay to play. What are you talking about? Oh man, my mom and my daddy, I had a flat tire. We don't give a fuck about any of that. None, zero. Payment plan, interest and penalties. And then you guys be like, "Oh man, I didn't know." But you're in a brand new house and you're a brand new car. You got Gucci and you got brand new shoes, and then you're talking about, "I didn't know I was supposed to pay my taxes." Are you insane? That's called tax evasion. It's called tax evasion for a reason. You can't own brand new things, houses and cars and trips and all this other stuff, and then you come back and say, "I didn't know I was supposed to pay my taxes." That's called tax evasion. LJ, don't forget we all have drone delivery in five. Oh, I forgot about that too. I forgot Amazon been practicing. They've been on that for years, man, doing drone delivery. That is crazy, man. It looked like they're trying to eliminate people. They're not going. Hey, listen. The only thing they cannot quite do, it's going to take too long for actual delivery to premises. Okay, they need people for that. People are going to be needed that for a long time, 10, 15 years. That's just is what it is, right? But slowly but surely, man. Like I always tell people, I walked into Walmart. I went in there about 10 o'clock. There was this machine driving up and down, riding up and down the floors. It was cleaning the floors and taking in and taking inventory at the same time. Did you hear what I said? This machine was cleaning the floors and taking inventory of the shelves at the same time. And there was a worker there. I was like, "Oh my God, what's that?" And this is how I know what it did, because the worker told me what it did. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." They're like, "Oh yeah, but it's not going to take any jobs away. It's going to allow us to do the other thing." I was thinking to myself, are you insane? You don't think that robot that now cleans the floors and takes inventory at the same time is not going to eliminate people? Are you insane? I didn't say that to her, but I was like, wow. I thought to myself, I guarantee you Walmart told her that. I guarantee you Walmart told, hey, it's not going to really take away no jobs. Oh my God. Income tax rates are about to go up big time. They head fake you with the minimum wage increase first. I know, right? Oh man, they sure do. Think about it. Who are the low skilled people about to lose their jobs? Yeah, think about it. Who are those low skilled people about to lose their jobs? Better get your skills up for sure. Layman for Life says invest in VR headset that will be in everyone's household 2022. Let me text my woman here and see what time. See if I'm gonna have to get up. This wasn't gonna be a long one anyway. We're at an hour now, and about to get off. Now let me leave my oh, and this is what I wanted to announce. I was to let you guys know. Okay, so what I was thinking about this the other day. I what I've been saying for the longest, the whole time, is that slaves can't see negative numbers. They don't see 0, -1, -2, -3, right? So I was thinking if they can't see numbers, they really, if when I'm talking like this on the mic, if they don't see negative numbers, they have no idea what I'm saying. They're like, what's he talking about, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. I got a digital document camera, right? So I'm gonna use my whiteboard. So I'm gonna write this stuff. I'm gonna start writing this stuff down in front of you guys. So when you guys come in the channel and watch it, I'm gonna write it down on the whiteboard so you guys can actually see it. Because right now, and I've been saying this, and it's true, unconscious slaves are mathematically blind. They're mathematically blind because you don't trust mathematics, so you're not going to see negative numbers. Sorry, you've been trained to always look at numbers on the right hand side of numbers. $1, $1,000, 100,000, all the numbers on the right, but you always forget about the 0 on the left. There's a 0 in front of the 1. According to the laws of mathematics, there's a 0 in front of the 1. You guys always forget about that 0. Future Zoom meetings. Yeah, you know what I would do? I would just honestly, man, if I was in my 30s right now, I would just look around and see what would make me money. I would look at like owning some kind of delivery business. That's guaranteed money. Uh Obesity is about to go through the roof. Obesity is about to go through the roof. Nobody even has to leave home. At least people used to get a little bit of exercise when they had to walk to the car, drive, go down the bus station, and then walk up some stairs. Now people are not leaving the house. So they're not going to leave the house, and they're not getting any exercise. Obesity is about to go through the roof. Some kind of fitness, something, maybe a local one, because they're not really trusting the gyms yet. Maybe right now would be the time to like change your garage in your local area, especially if you live in one of those complex multi-home neighborhoods on everybody's house is really tight. Open up a gym, with cameras in it. Let people go in there, through the internet at certain times, watch you clean your stuff, stuff like that. So, all right, but I'm about to get off. Thank you everybody for joining. Appreciate you. Until next time, okay? And I'm excited to bring that board here so you guys can actually see the numbers. I'm excited about that, really. All right. So I was thinking, since you guys can't see it, I'll show you on the board. Now you can see it. All right. You guys have a good night. All right. Bye.